good to go.
Now good to go. Good to go.
Good to go.
Onto general topics. The TikTok era, I hear this getting thrown about a lot. I've heard this kind of era that we're in equated to like the ringtone era of like USC in like in 07 or 08, if you remember. And I guess what they're talking about is, you know, people making songs for loops, for like, I guess for commercial views, for, you know, whatever. And TikTok is a big vehicle of that. Everyone wants the loops, everyone wants their stuff to be synced. Like, do you feel like it's having an impact on the scene, on the output? Would you agree that it's a TikTok era like that, or like how do you lot feel about that term and how it's affecting the scene, if at all?
You know what? I'm sad from a quality of life perspective.
Funny, yeah.
Like quality of life, because when I play games, for example, like there's this thing called quality of life. So when you open a game, how you navigate around it, the things they do to make it a pleasurable experience.
Yes.
I feel like in the music scene, all this oversaturation of stuff that's dropping, tailoring to this sound that obviously has a bigger chance to kind of have its moment, is forcing, again, like many people have been talking about, this fast food era of music, and it makes it a sad experience. But again, I can't really be here and be down in the dance because I have quality music to look to.
Yeah,
that's one thing.
That's always a
but
counter.
You see, these are a lot of the time, these are people, whether you're from the trenches, you know, the streets, you know, the roads, you know, whatever struggle is your struggle, man, see a way out. Like everybody, if there's a way out, there's a way out. And I do feel like, obviously, when you love like something so much, you won't compromise anything to like, you know, water yourself down. But some man, you can question whether they do love it or not, because when you're gonna try and do all that stuff to blow up, you do just want a way out. But I can't be mad at people for that. Life is hard. No. Life is hard. You know,
there's two lenses to view that from, though, innit? Like musically and like just more generally in life. Generally, like, you can commend those moves, or at least not condemn them. But musically, there's some condemnation to be had.
And that's where I am.
From an artistic point of view, that is kind of
it's not the nicest.
Like, just like Central C, he's a good example of being able to do Khabib, Day in the Life, whatever, and Obsessed with You for TikTok. And it's just like, if you treat it as an extra market rather than the market, then you're all right.
Wow, that was amazing. That was extra market, not the market. That should be a viral moment and trend. That was hard.
If you treat it like an extra market rather than the market, then you're good, because it's fun. Like it's a fun thing to do as an artist, to tap into something different, to tell people I can do this. You know what I'm saying? But also just hold your core sound and your core audience and let them be the motor. You know what I'm saying? And not viral moments.
I feel like it's watching artists interact with it too. I think you get a bit more astute and sharp to things as you see them play out. Like, because to be honest, TikTok this isn't really new. Like gimmicks and whatnot have been around for ages. Like trying to get on radio with certain sounds.
But now, like labels and stuff are really pushing it. Like,
I know. Yeah, it's another iteration of that stuff.
Of course, we're talking about TikTok lightly, and this is what March 15th, 2022. In March, TikTok have now introduced Sound On. September 2022 could mean something crazier or something different, and it could be a whole different model for artists to tap into. So we don't know, but people are still the focus of music. And let's keep it there. I think. So if your brand as an artist is people focused, then you're gonna win, because at the end of the day, it does take people to listen to you, champion you, go to your shows, play your music, stream it or buy it, mention it in conversation, and it's just not TikTok digital heavy.
It's so wild though, because TikTok digital stuff is doing all the stuff you mentioned as well.
But it's people. It took people first. And then it went digital.
I think that's why.
But it's the same people on these digital platforms still. So it's so tough, because where she's coming from, I 100% agree, and it's right. It's the same people. It's the same people supporting the like when like that son comes up, Zoot comes out, whatever he is. He came out. Listen, he come out. bro, like Sweeney said, it's people that have made this chart. It made it chart. Like number 66, it got.
Yeah.
Again, it's, like Sweeney said, labels are pushing it. It had ZZ on the feature. You could argue a lot of things, but she mentioned Sound On. Sound On says you're going to be able to distribute your music on there. You can earn from there.
Yeah.
Now, I'll tell you what, from TikTok's point of view, that is huge because what it does is it actually encourages artists now to use the platform because it's another source of income now. Like where it might not have been paying before, it paid in marketing and exposure, but now it pays in that and more because now you can earn money from this platform, which again, a lot of guys from the road, all this, when you talk to them, not just the road, just who start music, marketing is always the biggest music problem. A lot of people, they have good music, but to market is difficult. So when apps like this come around and make it easier, it's a very good thing. Like now they introduce. Do you know what I mean?
Discredit the app for that. A lot of people have blown up and got signed and charted from it. Like it's a very good resource.
Yeah.
I used to think sometimes I would hear songs like the Zoot comes up and be like, there's people grafting studio time like 7 days, 7 nights, like
Coming out with better stuff.
I feel like
and they're not even getting heard. But recently, I spoke to one girl, Sign, that does R&B, and I'm like, how do you feel about like TikTok and how these people are just like blowing up over songs that like are not that great? And she's like, personally, like I don't really care. Because at the end of the day, it is fast food music.
Yes.
They're not gonna have the longevity that I'm pushing for. Yeah.
I feel like TikTok is given more credit than it needs to get. I feel, like in terms of, let's say Hazy, for example, Packs and Potions.
I'm gonna mix these Packs and Potions. No, please,
what I'm
the
saying?
banner.
Yes, TikTok was the platform that gave us the entry point. And then after the entry point, just kept it going. Right? I feel like it was still people that it still took people to think, hold on, like, this is cold. Like,
Yeah.
So yes, it's happening on this particular platform, but music is still a people-focused thing. It's still music to the people. And
it's so mad.
When we put it down solely to TikTok, I feel like it's dangerous.
This is what I was about to say. I think it just always goes hand in hand though. I think without fail, because you like here's a moment, for example, I'll never forget it. Sweeney wrote an article one time for Mixtape for CAD, and she dropped Blazer and Baddie, and now the article. So she's put a visual like a visual of the track in the article. And it's like, at this point I've seen it, it's got like, it's just been hit, it's hit the Twitter. It's got like 2 retweets, maybe 4 likes. I've gone on the video, I've gone on YouTube, done my thing, downloaded it. I've gone raw, multilingual, like let me credit everyone. Bro, this tweet's now gone crazy.
Yeah, I remember.
It's gone mad. In 48 hours, bro, to the point that USA, Japan took it. She was on radios all over the world in 48 hours. And I'm thinking, bro, like Sweeney said, it took the people to also agree with me and go, raw, this is kind of like crazy. Exactly. But then, I always say, go to the source of a lot of blow-ups in art since we've been alive. Well, not since we've been alive, but majority, like from our secondary school coming up ages. Exactly. Go to the root. It's always from social media, but it's people. So it's people need to just say it's hand in hand.
How many people have tried to blow on TikTok and put their track on there? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a given the way we think it is.
No, 100%. Do you know what? I think what it is though, it encourages, because it becomes a lane, you see people that are coming from struggle. I don't necessarily care about music, but this lane is being shown to them, so more people are engaging with trying to. You're right though. It doesn't take away from what's going on in the background. I think people get too distracted.
TikTok does not guarantee
100%
the
not.
success of your song at all.
But
it's important to know as well, on TikTok there's a lot of people that don't care for music as much as we do.
True.
Like, these are just average consumers that will hear a song and listen to it.
And then use that to sync in their loop and whatnot.
And you know what backs that point? The youth that is such a hard singer that has been doing music for time, the Sam Tompkins guy, and then someone else blew up with his sample and he went, this is the talking to the he been doing music for time, but it took TikTok and someone else taking his take for him to eventually come out and he come out and he came. He was like, guys, this is me. I've been doing music for X amount of years. I'm just so happy that he was just so happy that his something with him had
gone so far.
And it was like, that's an example of someone that makes quality music and actually looked at it and went, wow, you know what? I'm glad this
has got
happened.
this-
And there's so many, like I said earlier, there's so many sides. There's only two sides to the coin.
Yeah.
There's good and bad. There's two. You'll always have this and that. But
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing I took away from this is what Sweeney said. We can't put it solely to the apps, and again, make it an extra market and not the market.
Yeah.
You got to use the apps and not have the apps use you. Like, you can't be making songs for the app. You got to use the app
I can't
to
believe
make
labels
your
are
songs.
taking it in that direction now.
It's crazy.
But that's always the thing, and I think what's gonna happen, because let's not lie. Like I said, this is as old as time. Like before this, it was trying to bust on radio.
Yeah.
And you always get heights of certain genres selling out, going pop, whatever. You get like a height of that, and then the industry realizes, oh no, the streets don't love this, the people don't love this, we can't sell this anymore. And I feel like TikTok's gonna play itself out in that sense, not as an app in its entirety. Like we said, it can be really useful, but I think in the sense that so many people are trying to bust on TikTok, we're seeing a height of that now. I think we'll see that diminish ultimately. So it's easy to shit on the app and the error or whatever, but it's a little phase, and the quality of music doesn't go away.
I hope so. I
We'll
literally
see.
do.
We'll see. But yeah, we'll move on to the TikTok thing.